Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So in this presentation, we are going to understand what is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, the goals and management of NAFLD, dietary interventions, and lifestyle modifications. So let us understand a bit about this disease first. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is a disorder characterized by excessive fat accumulation in the liver exceeding 5% of the liver weight. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease envelops a wide scope of pathologies going from simple asymptomatic steatosis with a benign prognosis to an inflammatory progressive disease known as non-alcoholic steatohepatitis. Lamentably, NASH could have advanced to fibrosis, cirrhosis, and thus hepatocellular carcinoma, that is cancer. So in this image, you can see that this is a normal liver with normal hepatocytes and fat droplets that are very tiny. And this is a NASH liver, which is a fatty liver with inflammation. And here you can see the fibrosis and fat accumulation. And in cirrhosis and cancer, there is tumor in the liver and the cells have shrinkage and there is scarring. According to Canadian Liver Foundation, obesity is the most common cause of fatty liver disease in Canada. Here are the risk factors for NAFLD. The major risk factors include high calorie diet, excess saturated fats in the diet, refined carbohydrates, high fructose diet, genetic background, and environmental factors. There are some other risk factors that include gut microbiota, insulin resistance, hormones secreted from the adipose tissue, and epigenetic factors. Now we come on to the goals of management of NAFLD. The ultimate goal is early detection of NAFLD. Diagnose the disease early, prevent further progression from one stage to the next, slow down the disease as much as possible, improvement of the underlying metabolic syndrome, prevention of reoccurrence of NAFLD following liver transplant. Now let's talk about management of NAFLD. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is intimately related to lifestyle factors from excessive intake of calorie-dense foods coupled with reduced physical activity and exercise. The goal is to reverse factors that contribute to NAFLD through healthy diet, active lifestyle, psychological therapy, sleep, and medications if needed. These are the goals of lifestyle-based treatment. First is caloric restriction, changes in diet composition, increased physical activity, behavioral counseling and psychosocial support, and improved sleep. In this table, you can see the lifestyle intervention regimens for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. First one is gradual weight reduction, which is 7 to 10% moderate weight reduction, and significant is greater than 10% for obese and overweight patients. Increase in physical activity, which is moderate intensity activities that are 150 to 200-minute weekly, aerobic dance, bicycling, and strength training. Dietary modification, adequate consumption of diets rich in fruits and vegetables, Mediterranean diet, which is quite successful in preventing NAFLD, reduction in the consumption of saturated fatty acids, total fat, trans fatty acids, and fructose. We will now have a look at the dietary interventions for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Dietary interventions include reducing the intake of calories, saturated fatty acids, and fructose, while increasing the intake of polyunsaturated fatty acids, natural antioxidants, prebiotics, probiotics, and symbiotics. Dietary interventions along with physical activity, behavioral therapy, and surgical procedures help us achieve these goals in the liver. Calorie restriction forms the backbone of effective NAFLD management. Some strategies include low carbohydrate diet, which is helpful in preventing NAFLD, decreasing 500 to 1000 kilocalories from daily requirement, which is helpful, To avert NAFLD, men should consume 1200 to 1600 kcal per day and women should consume 1000 to 1200 kcal per day. Fructose restriction. So why do we need to restrict fructose? Fructose increases the accumulation of fats in the liver and triglycerides in plasma. It also causes lipid overload and oxidative stress, which leads to onset and progression of NAFLD. Insulin resistance attributed to high fructose intake worsens NAFLD. Saturated and trans fatty acids. They increase inflammation due to oxidative stress and extensive hepatocyte damage. They have detrimental effects on insulin resistance. They alter lipid metabolism and increase risk for cardiovascular diseases and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease development or progression. A diet low in saturated fatty acids and trans fatty acids is effective in achieving sustainable weight loss. We have an image here which says that we should avoid these foods as they're high in saturated and trans fatty acids. They include fatty beef, lamb, pork, poultry with skin, butter, cheese, cream, mayonnaise, donut and cakes, etc. And we should include more of these foods in our diet that are high in mono and polyunsaturated fatty acids. And these foods include fish, corn oil, seeds, legumes, olive oil, peanut oil, canola oil, walnuts, almonds, hazelnuts, etc. These are some foods which are beneficial in non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. First is MUFAs, PUFAs, and omega-3. They reduce hepatic steatosis, decrease inflammation, and promote insulin sensitization. They also increase HDL. Natural antioxidants. One is vitamin E, which decreases AST and ALT levels, inflammation, hepatocellular ballooning, and steatosis. Prebiotics and probiotics. They reduce liver damage and oxidative stress. Vitamin and amino acid supplementation. It improves hepatic steatosis, reduce liver fat content, and oxidative stress. So let's talk about Mediterranean diets and see how they're helpful in non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Mediterranean diet embodies a healthy diet that aids in the prevention of metabolic syndrome, cardiovascular disease, obesity, and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. This diet is characterized as a low carbohydrate diet and it includes fat as 40%. It replaces saturated and trans fatty acids with MUFAs and PUFAs, and it decreases the intake of processed meat, red meat, and lean towards a more plant-based diet. It causes significant improvement in BMI, waist circumference, waist to hip ratio, cholesterol, ALT, AST, triglycerides, blood glucose, hepatic steatosis, and significant overall reduction in NAFLD severity. Weight loss and improved liver function in NAFLD patients is also caused by Mediterranean diets. We will now have a look at some other lifestyle modifications for NAFLD. The first one is weight reduction. Obesity is an established risk factor for NAFLD, leading to the inflammation in liver tissue. Goal of weight reduction is reduction of fatty liver and maintenance of a normal heart function. The goal of reduction is greater than 10% of body weight for significant improvement in the liver histology, steatosis, as well as reduction in hepatic inflammation. Weight loss also decreases diabetes, cardiovascular risk, regresses liver disease, resolves near universal NASH, as well as improve fibrosis by at least one stage. The next one is exercise and physical activity. It is a valid, low-cost therapy for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease management. It effectively decreases steatosis and intrahepatic lipids, improves liver function independently of weight loss, exert a moderate to large impact on the reduction of intrahepatic lipid content, and it significantly reduces the markers of hepatocellular injury as well as peripheral insulin resistance. Aerobic exercises boost activity and expression of antioxidant enzymes, also facilitate reduction of oxidative damage, primarily due to better oxygen availability. In conclusion, the development and progression of NASH is an intricate process that includes different dietary, heredity, and metabolic components, just as risk factors that increment the vulnerability to the illness. Studies suggest that a calorie-restricted diet rich in MUFAs, antioxidants, plant-based proteins, and other nutrients is beneficial for individuals with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Moreover, reducing the amount of saturated fatty acids and trans fats, carbohydrates, especially fructose, and animal-based proteins in the diet is advisable. Exercise plays a major role in the management of NAFLD, as it helps maintain healthy weight, prevents obesity, improves insulin resistance, and helps manage hyperlipidemia. Thank you and have a nice day.